My name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamping studio. Today I'm taking a little break. I have a series going on sweet treat packaging, but this has a little purpose for it, the card I'm going to show you today. So the holiday catalog is now live. So if you don't have a copy of this, let me know and I'd be happy to send you one. Or if you don't have a copy of our annual catalog that started in June, I would be happy to send you both of them together if you don't have either one of them. You have to be in the US, so just send me a message down below, whichever format you're watching this on. But the card I'm going to show you today, we have an event coming up. Today's Thursday when I'm filming. I think I'll probably get this posted today. But we have an event coming up on Saturday that's for demonstrators all around the central Indiana area. And we're doing swaps. So if you're not a demonstrator, sometimes the words we use can be like a foreign language to you. But it's when we all make the same card and then we swap them. So you make a whole bunch of one card and then you swap with everybody and you get a lot of different cards. So our theme, of course, is the holiday catalog. And I am using these two sets. So I'm going to show you, if you're not a demonstrator, this is the perfect way to make a lot of cards if you're doing invitations or obviously your Christmas cards. Anytime you're going to do multiples of a card and you want to go fast. Because sometimes when we design a card, you still want it to be beautiful and you still want it to be cute and you still want people to go, oh, that's really nice. But sometimes our design elements, especially when we do Christmas cards, we make them so difficult that even if you start in October, then you find yourself in the middle of December and you're like, I'm never going to get these done. So when you design it, I'm going to give you a couple of tricks and I'm going to use a Stamparatus. I'm also going to show you how to set it up. I have a lot of mine already stamped and I should have filmed it, the setup process, but I'm going to reset it up now. So I've got Whisper White cardstock and it wasn't my original intent to go all Whisper White. But again, if you're doing Christmas cards, always good because most of us have Whisper White on hand. My intent was to go Seaside because it's a beautiful color. For our swap, when you do swaps, sometimes you have guidelines, and ours was that you had to use at least 2 things from the holiday catalog. So I still have more than 2 things on it, so that worked well. So when you use the Stamparatus, I'm just going to need 1 plate. It comes with 2. I just need 1 for mine. And it comes with 2 magnets. I only ever have 1 on mine because if you put your magnets together, they are so strong that they snap apart. You don't want it to snap apart. And so then I'm going to use 2 different sets. I'm going to use the Snowman Season and Tiny Keepsakes. I love the Tiny Keepsakes because I love our buffalo check, and this gives me a smaller option now. But on this one, I'm going to use the diagonal, and if you haven't watched my little apple packaging, watch it, even if you don't want to make packaging, because I make a card, but I also use this little striping on that as well in a different way that I'm going to use it today. But for this, I'm going to pull out the stripes. And so what you want to do is you want to lay your card, and you can kind of see where I made it before. So I'm going to try to line this back up. But what you do is you lay your stamp on where you want it to stamp on your card. And luckily there's 2 sides to every piece of card. And I always lay my card in a corner. And then if I'm going to do it at class, or if I'm going to do it over a period of days where I might forget, then I would just take a pencil. So I'll do that for you now. So this is going to be my guideline for this card. So like if you come to my classes, I always have the whole card outlined. And like we're going to use a Stamparatus on Saturday, I even tell them where I want them to put the magnet, because sometimes the magnet gets in the way. So I want to line my card up here. And then I kind of want, the thing with this is because we mount the stickers on, sometimes my sticker mounting is not super precise. So sometimes even if I get my thing on here, which appears to be straight, if my sticker isn't straight, then it's a little off kilter. So sometimes with the stamps themselves, you have to kind of mess with it. The photopolymer are a little bit easier because you can see exactly where you want it. So just lay it on here. I kind of want my little thing to be up here in the corner. And of course this is a cling, so it's super sticky and it sticks to your fingers. So stick it on there. Start with a clean stamp, because if you lay in a dirty stamp on there, And then make sure that your card is still all straight along your grid paper. And we sell the grid paper that fits perfectly in here, which it makes it so much easier if you have lines. If you're trying to use typing paper and you have no lines, you're already starting at a disadvantage. Just get the grid paper. You get a ton of it. And I find I use it a lot of different ways as well. So then just pick up your stamp. In an ideal world, I would like to do both of my stamps on this at one time. But I'm using a cling and in fact, I didn't take my little thing out of here, so let me slide this out. I'm using a cling and a red rubber. So you're gonna get a whole little Stamparatus lesson. This is for your cling, because our cling stamps aren't as fat, so this replaces the rubber part. So I just gotta line this back up here. If you're using red rubber, you just go straight on here. So there is a grid here, and you can mark on it and you can wipe it off because it's like kind of a whiteboard. So see, this would be my second time, like if I was putting a second card in here. And then I'm gonna use the Seaside. Okay, and the reason I went with Seaside Spray is because this is the ribbon that I'm using from the holiday catalog. Look how sparkly and beautiful it is. I am mixing sweets together. This is from our really pretty, I can show you the catalog. I forgot, I can show. It's so nice when we can finally show you the inside of the catalog. I would like to do like a little catalog tour, but my catalog launch day was spent cutting paper and getting all ready for our event on Saturday, and then there's an online event following it for both customers and demonstrators. We have 2 different ones. So there was all kinds of planning going on. Should have marked the page. Hang on just a second. Okay, it's the Feels Like Frost Sweet, and it's beautiful, and it's super, super fancy. It does not look anything like my end card is going to look. So it's really pretty. See how pretty it is? And it's sparkly, and you can get glitter, and it's fancy. My card is not going to be fancy. It's going to be cute. But I love the ribbon, and so I went with the ribbon. So that's why I'm using Seaside, because I wanted it to match. I should not have laid my catalog way over there, because I'm probably going to want to show you something else. I totally forgot before I filmed that I can show you the inside now. So just ink this up now, and then we're going to hope that mine's lined up. The nice thing about this card, it's a little quirky, so if it's a tiny bit off, I'll be able to make it work. If it's way off, I'll have to reset it again. So just ink that up. And then press it down. And of course with the Stamparatus, oh, that's perfectly fine. So now I have one. I take that out. I stick in my next one. I go right for the little corner where I've marked it. So if you're doing class, or you're going to do a few of these on Tuesday night while you watch TV, and then you're going to come back on Saturday and do a few more, just mark it and you know exactly where to go. You can leave these on even if they're cling. You don't have to take them right off. They can stay on. I'm an artist. I'm not a, I have to clean it up when I'm finished kind of person. So I have left my stamps on literally for months. The cling ones on blocks, they still come off. You just have to take them off, and I'm going to show you how I get this one off of here. The nice thing is if I mess up any of this, you just put some more ink, close it again, and every time it's going to be perfect. So now I'm done. I can stamp all 30 of these that I need. Lickety split. They're all perfect. They're all done. And if I had chosen a sentiment that was also red rubber, I could do them all. Like all of my stamping would be done. But like I told you, I wanted to use the snowman. So to get the cling off, you need a surface that looks like a spatula. So I'm using our Take Your Pick tool because it's designed for this purpose. But if you have anything that looks like this, you can use it. So just get your spatula under the edge of the rubber, because the new cling ones are super sticky, and just pull it up. Whoops. And just pull it up and you're good. Where's my case? It's not clean. I'm just going to stick it there and clean it in a second. So then I'll show you how much easier it is to mount the clear, but I do need to add my foam mat back in because the clear won't reach the bottom, or the photopolymer. Put it right back up here in the corner, just like that. Most of these are out of here because they're all ready for our event, and this one is too. In fact, it may be dirty because we were pre-doing projects yesterday, but we'll hope it's not. So this one you can see where you want it. So I want my Merry Christmas to be right about here. So just lay that where you want it, and on the clear it's super easy. Just pick it up, and sometimes the photopolymer sticks. Scissors. Because there's no ink on it, and you know the photopolymer stamps are sticky, so just hold onto your paper. It wasn't even dirty. We did clean them yesterday. And then I'm going to go with Grapefruit Grove. And you'll see why in a second. So just ink this up. And this is super good. I love my Stamparatus when I'm using words because a lot of people rock them. A lot of people, you know, you don't get the S, you leave out part of the Y, and then your whole, you know, your card just looks funky when the words aren't right. But with this, see, part of my R doesn't have enough ink. And the nice thing is, oh, it's because there's a little piece of paper stuck on there. So we'll just ink that up again. But if you don't stamp it right, you just go back over it a second time. And then the second time it gets it perfectly. So then you have perfects. So just stick this right back in here. And again, just ink this all up. If you have ink spots, which I do have ink spots that I have just been refilling because you can buy them empty or blank, and then just refill them with colors. They're a little bit faster to ink and you don't get all this, but this doesn't touch your card because obviously the stamp's lower. It's not like when you rock it and you might pick up your edges when you're stamping with a block. Perfect. And then you just take your chamois and wipe all that off. And it's perfectly clean again. So now I've got all of these. I have to remember, well, we need all of our Stamparatuses for Saturday. I have to put that back on a block. I was a little bit hesitant about doing this because it did mean that I was going to have to break up some of the stuff I'd already packed. But I was like, no, I want to do it because I always film my swaps. So now you can see I have a giant stack of these. Some of them are already done because I have been working on them. And now I'm even going to have more. So we have all of my things. So anytime you're doing multiples of something, do a stage at a time. So then I wanted to use the Snowman Builder Punch. Super, super cute, but I don't need all these pieces. I don't need the arms and I don't need the hat for the card I designed. So I'm using our Sparkle, I think it is. It's not the silver, it's the other one. I think it's called Sparkle. I cut it. I just went ahead and cut it so it's only going to reach. It's a little wide so it does get one arm. And it's going to make kind of a mess. So you just kind of trim as you go. And then I'm going to, when I sit down and finish them all off, I'm just going to punch all of my snowmen at once. And you do have to kind of, see, you don't want all the extra, so just cut the size that you know you're going to need. And then you don't waste all of your beautiful glimmer paper getting those. So I'm just going to punch out all my snowmen super fast. And they're so sparkly and so festive. So I have all these ready to go. You could even get, if you have kids, you could probably even convince your husband to help you punch those out. I'm going to fold my card in half. And again, when I do these, I will do all of my folding in half for all of my cards. Fold them all in half, have that done. Then I need one of my backgrounds. I'm going to take my Snowman Embellishment Kit, and then this is why I think it's called Let It Snow. It's all part of the Snowman Suite. You get this cute little box. They're adorable little kits. So when you get them, you get arms and hats. But for one of the projects I designed for our event on Saturday, not the online class because they have different projects, but the live girls are going to use arms and hats. So I have all these project kits that no longer have arms and they no longer have hats. So I'm like, well, I'm going to have a lot of these pieces left over, so I should use these for my swap. So this is where my idea came from. It also comes with some washi tape. So I'm also going to have a lot of washi tape. So that's really pretty sparkly washi tape. So I'm going to line this up right along the bottom of my little panel here. And just fold those over the edge. And just cut it just a fraction longer. The snowman embellishment kits are super, super cute. And you can use them with the paper, you can use them with the stamp set, and you can use them with the punch. And you can use them with stuff that it doesn't come with, because the background and this ribbon, they don't come with it. So then I'm going to take this ribbon and put it here. So when I do them later, when I do all of them, I'm going to do all of my washi at once. I'm just showing you this. So I need about this much ribbon, and again, I will lay this here and I will figure out how much ribbon, and then I'm just going to cut it all. So all my pieces are already cut to the right size. And then I'm just going to lay them all here. And I'm going to go about, whoops, need to open my stuff, about this much on the ends. And when I do this later, I will get my little silicone mat out so I don't have a mess of adhesive everywhere. But for my one card to show you, I'll just do it this way. And again, if you do all of these at once, it all goes so much faster. I'll lay this right here. And see, when you put your Merry Christmas in the Stamparatus, they're all going to be in the right spot. So just lay this right under your washi tape. It's really pretty washi tape. It's super sparkly. I hope you can see it. And I will put pictures on my website. Excuse me. What's wrong, Bubby? My office helpers are in here, and he's talking to me, which means he's likely to jump up here. I've been cleaning stamps, and I have ink on my fingers. I can see that I have olive ink. Hopefully it's not going to get on my white card. 4 dimensionals. I don't want to use more dimensionals than I need, because again, I'm doing a lot of these, and so I don't want to use a ton of them. And I am adding it right over the top of the ribbon. That will keep those ends, make sure they stay attached to my card. And again, I will do all 4 on all of my backs, and then I will sit there and I'll take them all, and I'm going to put it down here mounted in the corner, kind of an offset little thing. So now I've got this, so all of them will get to this point. And then I'll go back to all of my little popped out snowmen. And I'm going to take the pieces that I have left, because I don't have any arms left, because we're using the arms. And they're all already packed in their little embellishment kits that they'll get. They have fun little boxes that have all of their embellishments for all of their projects. So I have eyes, buttons, and noses left. And I wondered when I did this if it was going to stick to the glimmer paper, and I'm happy to report that it sticks wonderfully well. So just take your spatula tool, maybe, there we go. Just add his eyes. This will be the most time consuming of this for me. But I'm gonna, put on one of my favorite shows. Maybe I'll put on Pride and Prejudice or something. Actually, I think the scissors might do, yeah, because they're a little bit more pointy. Add the nose. And all of them will look a little different. Some of my snowmen may look a little happier. Some of them may look a little, all depending on the placement. And then add his 3 buttons. And I will do all of the snowmen, decorate them all. And I know you're all thinking, it's a Friday. I mean, it's a Thursday, and I have a lot of these to do before Friday. But I don't only have this to do. I have a whole lot of other stuff to do, too. So, part of it is we can't order either. So then the one tip with this glimmer paper, our new glimmer paper does stick better than the olds. But I find it works better to put your adhesive on your paper and not on the back of the glimmer paper. So just stick that on there. This is why if this is a little bit crooked, you can make your snowman be a little bit offset. But look how super sweet that is. So it uses lots of new product. It uses the snowman embellishment kit. It uses 2 new stamp sets, and it uses a new ribbon. So it followed our guidelines. It's super quick. It's not a time-consuming card. It doesn't have any coloring. It doesn't have a big shot or any die cutting. It doesn't have any some of the stuff that doing multiples of sometimes can slow you down. But I really love it. And it's festive. You could, the set comes with winter words, so it doesn't have to be a Christmas card. You could make it be a happy birthday or a thinking of you or just, a general winter card. It would also make some super, super cute scrapbook pages if you do memory keeping. So that's kind of how you use the Stamparatus and how you want to make multiples of something. If you're going to an on stage, upcoming, we'll be in Lansing and we're doing a non-card non-holiday catalog event. If you're interested in that, it's going to be, the projects are phenomenal. We're really looking forward to that. We're trying not to go ahead of ourselves. We're trying to get the projects done for the ones that we actually have to do now. But we're excited about that event. But if you're swapping for any of the on-stage events and you've not swapped before, this is kind of what you're going for. And I will tell you that my husband, who calls himself Mr. Precision, had offered to help me do some of the Stamparatus stuff, and he would not look at them before he picked them up. And then he's like, it's okay, I'll lay it back down. But laying it back down precisely, and so there were a couple that weren't good. And he's like, well, they're good enough. I don't do good enough when I'm swapping, because I want every person who gets the card to get one that is good, not good enough. So if you're swapping, you don't want to give somebody good enough, you want to give it good. So that's my general rule of thumb. Don't give somebody one that was good enough. You want it good. So I told Mr. Precision either he had to be precise or he was fired. So he did kind of, luckily, he didn't mess up too many of them before he got the talk. But there you go. I will put all of the supplies that you need to make this down below. Doesn't take a lot, but they're super cute. So some of you I will see on Saturday. Everybody have a great day. Bye.